I have to tell you that John is all the adjectives. And I say that lovingly because John is smart, John is thoughtful, John is committed, John is fact-based, John is calm, yet he is passionate when he needs to be. And we are so grateful that he has directed all of those adjectives to making Freeport the most amazing place to live.
One of the great things about John is you never know where he's going to pop up in Freeport. So he could be helping out with music in the park down at Memorial Park. He could be running the soundboard at Meeting House Arts. He could be showing up at a poetry reading, and it's a delight to see him wherever you happen to find him in the Freeport community.
We actually wouldn't be here locked in step like we are, the duo that we have become over the years. Absolutely. If it wasn't for John. John was the first person as chair of the council that really filled our tanks and said, "Get to work, girls. I believe in what you're doing."
In town politics, every once in a while, someone comes along that can combine intelligence with wisdom and compassion. And then there's John Egan. You know, he tried, I guess. Truly, though, I mean, he does have intelligence, compassion, and wisdom. And not only that, he had the bravery and courage to step up at a time that was very difficult for our town and our country, and he stepped up to lead.
He has been a huge champion for the arts and for culture and for the survival, thriving even of Meeting House Arts. We have gone from no air conditioning in the building to now a full summer schedule in 2 parks, Memorial Park and Winslow Park. John has been instrumental in making all of that happen, everything from the technical to the choices of the performers to making sure everything goes smoothly. He cares, and that really matters a lot to Meeting House Arts, to me personally. And I just think he's just a person who deserves our recognition, and I couldn't say anything more than that, except that I feel like we should all be thanking him for everything he's done for this town.
He has the perfect mannerisms to be working with recalcitrant musicians and picky musicians. He's always an even keel, and people like him, people trust him, and he gets the job done.
He is willing to learn from everybody, and he is always striving to find what's best for the community, whether it aligns perfectly with what he thinks is right or not. He really looks to get the right answers from everybody.
Without him, we wouldn't have a downtown vision. Right. We wouldn't have passion about housing and passion about all the arts. John has he has so much panache in standing up and saying, you know, we got to do this town, and people listen to him because they trust him. It's wonderful.
And what we've learned that distinguishes John from other leaders is that he comes from such a genuine, unselfish place. And I think that's what has made such a difference for us and inspired us to keep going, was how genuine and passionate he is truly about the future of Maine, but specifically and luckily for us, Freeport.
Over the last 10 years of his service on the town council, we probably have had, as a community, more challenges in a decade than we probably would have faced in a century. And John's approach has just always been very steady and consistent, you know, pragmatic leadership, constructive advocacy, and just a lot of foresight. And I think the town has been a real beneficiary of that over the last 10 years as we've gone through some generational inflection points.
In addition to all the work he does on the council, he's really having a big impact on the state. And he doesn't talk about it much, but a lot of the new housing and a lot of the things that we're trying to do to solve the housing crisis are things he's involved in, that he's working on day to day. And his family's involved in the schools, and he's just got a tremendous impact on Freeport and beyond.
He's just rock solid. He knows his stuff, and in that sort of quiet way can be a leader and help lead us into a lot of unknown territories. Easy answers aren't around anymore. So it's helpful to have someone who has had experience and can share that with you. So it's been wonderful working with him.
When this came up, the chance to do a video interview about all of the great things John's done, my mind was racing, and I started thinking, like, what would I say? And honestly, the first thing that came to my mind is like, oh, I'm glad John's leaving. I finally get my seat back at the end of the dais. But in all seriousness, John, I don't know if you know this, but you've meant a lot to me personally. When I was a new counselor, I had no idea what to expect. I had no idea what I was doing. And I just sat and I watched and I listened. And you were a great example of how to do the work, how to show up, how to have the tough conversations, how to be prepared. And for that, I couldn't thank you enough. It shaped how I've performed and what I've done on the council, and I truly am appreciative for that.
It's bittersweet to see him leave council. I'm very excited for him to have more time to pursue his hobbies and dive more into his work, but it's going to leave quite a gap on the dais, and I'm going to miss him.
We showed up many years ago at a budget meeting for the school board together and clicked from there. And I am so thankful again that John has been here for Freeport time and time again with all the adjectives.
As I'm sure John knows, Egan is a very ancient name, which means son of little fire. So thank you, John Egan. Burn on.
It's truly inspiring to find a leader that comes at this in such an unselfish way. He's a great guy.
Yeah. We love you, John.